Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, Season 2, Episode 5.
Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. You ready to walk us through this, Blair?
Yes.
Let's go.
So they are still at the restaurant. Jasmine's crying. She doesn't want to deal with this drama.
Yeah.
She needs her friends to be supportive, and she's also worried about Silas's well-being.
And I agree with her 100%. Yeah, understand, when they first came into the house, everybody did not talk to Jasmine during the summer. Jasmine didn't know where she's still with anybody during the whole summer and things like that. Her closest friend that we all thought, Jordan really attached herself to Summer and things like that. So basically, when she said, hey, my husband's not going to be here, I'm paraphrasing, so my best friend is coming, Mariah. All of y'all like Mariah. Bria admitted that she really didn't even do anything. I think she said something on Watch What Happened Live and things like that. So it's like, okay, Mariah could come and she could be the support that I know is my friend, that I don't have to guess where I stand with that person. My husband's not here. But, it just felt like everybody was against her, or at least her friends that she thought was her friends wasn't hearing her out and support her. So I see exactly where Jasmine coming from.
Mm-hmm. Bria says that she felt disrespected and she was uncomfortable with Mariah coming.
Okay.
Preston asked, what if I was the only one who didn't want, what's his name? Paul?
Phil
here. She says that she wouldn't have invited him. Preston doesn't believe it. Bria starts raising her voice and getting angry. Preston says he's not scared of her and she's a brat. Well, finally, we get to leaving. We're on the way home. Preston says to Bria, Preston says in the car, because they're taking separate cars, that Bria is intolerable. Bria says that she's hurt, she has a lot going on, and she's upset that nobody had her back at the restaurant. Alex says Jasmine is allowed to hurt. Bria wants people to speak up for her. Amir says that, this is normal. Like, every time she gets drunk, she gets upset. She slammed the door for the car and was storming into the house and upset. Bria gets into her room and she says, who made this mess? Milo was having a good old time while they were out. Jasmine apologizes to Shanice for participating and re-traumatizing her. Shanice is crying, hugs Jasmine, and accepts her apology.
What are your thoughts so far? You basically just going through everything without giving your thoughts.
Yeah, pretty much. Bria's just having a temper tantrum. I do think when liquor gets involved, people get super emotional. And I do think it's unfair, like we said in previous episodes, how Bria likes to flip back and forth when it comes to the decision of Mariah being there. And it's just causing for more stress and anger. And I just hate that every time they go out, it seems like it ends in an argument. So what about you?
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't take Bria seriously at all, to be honest, because she always threatening to go home. She's always threatening to leave wherever she is. And on top of that, it was one point where Nick was like, hey, we look crazy out here. We got to have some maturity about us being out here. And she said, I don't care how I look. And he was like, you should, because we all look crazy. Granted, even though alcohol played a part, before they left, they all took a shot and went home. So I'm like, y'all wasn't even coming off the high that y'all was on. So alcohol definitely played a part. I do not believe Bria would have been like, I care about your thoughts about this Preston with Phil. And Phil was like, Preston rather was like, if you cared, then why did you bring it up in the first place? The fact that he even brought up as an option kind of lets me know that you don't care. I don't understand, and maybe we will see down the line her friendship with Phil. Maybe they are friends. But it's just as simple. He disrespected the house. So why should he be invited back to the house? Right. There's a difference between you feeling disrespected by a person. That's easier to fix. You and Mariah need a phone call or a conversation the same way as down the line you made Preston kind of talk to Phil on the phone. How come you can't talk to Mariah on the phone and fix that one-on-one conversation? But Phil disrespected the house. Yeah, it's not so much of a person. He used the bathroom and didn't flush it in someone's in someone's room. Yeah, he disrespected the house. So I don't even understand why this is a conversation. I just would have let Bria be mad, and if she wanted to leave, she leave. Yeah. Well, when Bria was storming up the stairs, Nick told her that Milo was crying for you, and when she's coming back downstairs, because she started going off on Nick, when she's coming back downstairs, she's thought that he said, "Ho, stop crying," or something like that. And Nick was just like, I did not say that. Listen here, I might be handsy, but I don't be insulting y'all like that.
Right. Well, Bria invited Nick to come upstairs to take a nap with her to be her sleep support. And he's just like, I got a girlfriend. I can't do that. Like, you're doing a lot right now, Bria.
What do you think she meant by sleep support?
I think she just wanted company. I think she was just feeling sad and upset, and she probably just wanted somebody to just like be there with her. But that's why she has Milo.
Yeah, so. That's why I'm like, what's the point of Milo being there?
Yeah,
I thought he's supposed to be your emotional support dog and things of that nature. But okay, I guess when people get drunk, people invite you upstairs for a sleep support nap. I guess it is what it is.
Right. Then we move on. Shanice, to the next morning. Shanice says last night was a lot. She apologizes to Alex for saying that she hates him because she doesn't hate him.
She also said her mother hates him. That's what she said. And truth be told, Alex don't care. Alex shouldn't care. And things like that. We see how her mother reacted when it came to when Shanice was telling her about the summer ordeal and things like that. So she probably have an opinion about everybody in the house.
Probably.
In which we don't care. So, that's one thing. But, I would say if I was Alex and I was in the house with an alleged stalker, I would have some, caution too. You know what I'm saying? Not so much that I think she gonna stalk me, but I'm like, it takes a certain personality trait that you have to actually be this, and I just want to make sure you good. You know what I mean?
Well, Jasmine tells Bria that Mariah is going to stay somewhere else, but she is going to join for some of the group activities. She decided to give Bria this because Bria came to Silas's going away party. Okay. So she feels like she really cares about her and her family, so she wanted to do her this solid. Okay. That's fair.
Not to me.
They all are going to head out to play basketball. We learned that Shanice and Alex play basketball in school. Preston and Bria start talking to the side because they are not going to play the game. Yeah. Bria says that she would like Phil to talk to Preston to try to smooth things over. Preston still thinks she's a brat, but he loves her like a little sister. She says she loves him and they hug. They're all good.
Yeah, eventually what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if the show continue to go on. If Bria don't change the way that she moves, the house is going to not care if she leaves. Yeah. But that's the thing about Bria. I think one time the house is going to call her bluff and be like, you know what, just go. Just go. And she'll be like, I don't want to go. And because that's what little kids do. They act like they want to do something to put fear. And then that's when you actually give them the path for them to do what they say they're going to do. They're like, I'm not going nowhere. You can't make me leave. And I'm just like, I thought you wanted to go. So eventually what's going to happen is we going to get tired of Bria being a brat. I think it's cool now. It's season 2. It's early. But if this is something that we all got to come and revisit every year, every time we in Martha's Vineyard, people just will get tired of it and just ignore you completely to the point where you will be like, yeah, I'm not coming back.
Yeah. Noelle's not feeling well, so she throws up.
Of course.
Everyone gets back to the house. Shanice's ankle got tweaked, so she's icing it upstairs. Noelle stays in for the night so she can get some sleep. Everyone else heads out. So dogs aren't allowed at this particular club. Bria decides to wait in the car. She calls Simon. He's used to her being there with him and cooking and cleaning in the house. And she says it has caused arguments in their relationship with her not being there. But they have a long distance relationship. So I guess I would want to know more information about how that's an argument. I guess maybe I'm just like, does he want to get married and you live in Germany? Like, what's the overall plan when it comes to you guys? Because to me, it just sounds like there's a lot of opportunities for arguments if you guys don't pick a clear direction for your relationship. So, well, Noelle goes in Shanice's room. She's surprised that Shanice didn't actually go out. So everyone gets back home. The next morning, Nick and Amir are cooking and cleaning. Shanice's ankle is still hurting. Amir is hosting today's event. They're going to do a rodeo day. Okay. Preston tells Bria that he can talk to Phil now if they're ready. So Phil and Preston have a FaceTime call. Phil says that he was drunk last time he met everyone. His intention wasn't to hurt anyone, and he's been in therapy. He knows that he messed up. He also wants Preston to relay the message to the other guys. Phil was upset though that Alex said he wasn't a comedian because he is. That's what he does for a living. And Preston kind of jokes, well, are you making money from that? And he says, not really. And Preston's like, well, I could be a comedian too.
So what are your thoughts about that interaction?
Well, I also want to preface it by, in the confessional, Preston was telling us that certain words people need to be mindful of because they can trigger people in different ways. And Preston was explaining the whole soft and be a man and those types of comments.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm happy that Preston was open to talk to Phil. I wouldn't be.
Why?
Because you showed your whole behind and I have no desire to get to know you. So he, was open. He had a conversation and it seemed like things went well. So hopefully Phil, if he's going to come back around, have a better attitude. But I've washed my hands with Phil from the first time I seen him. So
yeah, I don't believe Phil's apology at all.
Yeah.
The minute you started by saying that you was drunk, I'm like, I'm already off the apology. And don't tell me to relate a message to anybody. You apologize to them the same way as you apologize to me. Apologize to Nick.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That was his bathroom. So it's like, I think he sees the opportunity of being on TV, of being with Martha's Vineyard, to be with this crew. Something in the sense of, if you are a comedian and if it is a passion of yours that you like to do, it would have served you to be on this show.
Right.
So for us to see your personality. But based off of what we seen in last season, you're not funny. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about like jokes wise, because I ain't hear no jokes. But I'm just talking about just like what you was doing wasn't funny. It wasn't cool. It didn't make anybody feel comfortable. So you gotta watch out now, because therapy is not taboo anymore. Therapy is now, put it like this: if you're not in therapy, you're now viewed as weird compared to people who used to go to therapy back in the day, and we viewed them as weird. So him saying things such as, I was drunk, but that's no excuse, like, I'm in therapy now. I'm like, truth be told, it didn't even take you to even go to therapy for real. It just really took you to take accountability.
Yeah.
Like doing what you did, nobody's telling you to go to therapy for. We telling you to take accountability and apologize. That's all. And even then, the next day, when you was given that opportunity to on the phone, talking to Bria and Shanice, you didn't. So that's why I'm like, it's cool. Hopefully Preston accepts it, and hopefully he's at peace with it. It seems like he's at peace with it as long as he's not there. But I think Phil is trying to set the groundwork to try to make a return to the show.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, no one's not going to feel happy about Phil being there compared to Mariah coming back and visiting.
So they get to the stables. Amir says that it was either football or horseback riding for him growing up, and he decided to do horseback riding.
Okay.
Jasmine doesn't ride. Jordan tells us that she used to ride horses and she won some type of ribbons as well.
Yeah, I think she actually competed at one point as a kid.
Shanice has to take a call with the recruiter. This is after they ride. They all seem to have a good time with that. Amir set up a kind of like an obstacle course race for them to do as well, like a field day type thing. So he set up a sack race, bouncy ball, horse stick race, and then they have a Bob for Apples competition, and Amir's team wins.
Of course his team wins.
On the ride home, Jasmine texts everyone that she's going to have a surprise guest for dinner. So everybody's kind of on pins and needles trying to figure out who it is. Some people think it's Mariah. Some people think it's Jasmine's mom. So we will see later on. Nick helped Shanice get set up with her ice for her ankle, and I thought that was really nice. And to me, that shows how much of like a friend he is to these ladies. And then it kind of rubs me the wrong way again, where how they were talking about him behind his back.
I mean, they're going to.
I'm just like, I wish y'all would just approach him, because he seems to be a nice guy.
I mean, it was Jordan the one that was talking. Jordan and Summer and Preston.
Oh yeah. My bad. I thought it was Shanice who was at brunch. No, Shanice was out. Yeah. Well, Amir FaceTimes his girlfriend. She's being kind of dry, and he knows that in his relationship, it's up to him to figure out what's wrong with her. She's not going to straight up tell him what's going on.
Dump her. Ain't no point in playing charades. You only here for 15 days, if that. So if she's on the phone and she feels some type of way, and you have to play taboo or like charades with what's wrong with you, dump her. Or just don't talk to her that day.
Yeah.
Because there's no point of even guessing. Because I ain't doing anything. I'm not even there. So I'm not going. I don't know what's going on in your world. I'm not even there. I'm all the way in Massachusetts somewhere. So I was like, okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Bria asked Noelle and Summer how they're doing when it comes to Alex. Bria asked, why didn't you just tell Noelle that you slept with him? Because they had breakfast before, or, they had an outing or whatever. Summer thinks that it was a miscommunication. She said she should have told Noelle that he's been inside of her and he's pleasured him over multiple times. She apologizes and then she storms away.
What are your thoughts right there?
I don't know why Summer's so defensive. Like, I am very confused. Now, Bria brought it up, I felt, in a messy way, because why do you even care? But I think it's because people were asking Bria questions. But yeah, I'm just like, Summer, like, it is what it is. Why are you so upset? And it must be because she really cares for Alex. This is the only thing I can think of.
I don't know what Summer's on. Summer and she has no coof about herself. Like, she has no type of, like, there's certain things you just don't say in my eyes. And if you say it, I can't help but to view you as like someone who doesn't have some coof. Coof is like a word that means like, hey, time and place.
Yeah.
And the words you're choosing to use at this moment, it's like, why would you even describe it that way? It just come off as if like you're tacky or something like that. As if it's like, oh, I guess I should have told you that he been inside me and that like I made him complete over and over again. I'm like, who says that? Like talk like a regular person. Just say like, like we've been together. Even how you brought it up in the first night. I was like, well, why not you just say like we've been together or like we slept together? But it just, I think Summer's just dramatic. This is the season of Summer and her dramatics and things of that nature.
Right. Well, Noelle goes into the kitchen. She's talking to Jasmine, and she feels really bad because she doesn't want Summer to feel attacked or ganged up on. Jasmine recommends that they go talk, have a side conversation. Amir comes in, and he's just trying to figure out what's going on.
Same. I watched the scene, and I still don't know what's going on.
Well, Summer and Noelle have a talk. Noelle apologizes because she didn't want Summer to feel attacked.
Okay.
Summer says that there is no changing Bria's mind. She was already starting to pop off a bit, saying, don't come at me, Summer. So that's pretty much, they end up on a good note. And I can understand why Summer was irritated because she was trying to answer the question, but she did get a little... her tone of voice was starting to get a little bit hype. So I can also see why Bria was just like, I'm asking a question, relax. But Bria is annoying, so I don't know. Everyone sits down for dinner.
Yep.
Jasmine gives a speech saying that the guest has already been here. Amir is looking under the table and trying to figure out who is the secret guest.
Okay, Amir, thank you.
She reveals that she is pregnant.
Okay.
Everyone is excited. They cheer. She tells them it's a boy. Pretty much everyone could tell that she was pregnant except for Amir. She is 4 months pregnant. Silas cried when she told him she has to give birth before he can come back to the States. She has to show proof that she birthed the baby for him to come. Everyone gathers around. Noelle prays for Jasmine, her baby, and Silas.
What are your thoughts on Jasmine revealing the news?
I thought that was a great way to do it. She did it in her time. She made it to her second trimester to where she probably felt more safe in her pregnancy.
Of course.
So I was happy that she revealed it and that people, even though they were pressing her a little bit from the beginning, I'm glad they let it go and allowed her to reveal it in her time.
Yeah. As soon as she revealed the news, I looked directly at Jordan. Just to see how she's going to react. Because this is supposed to be her, at least ex-best friend. Based on how it was sold to us last season. And she clapped and she did her, congratulations. But I don't think Jordan was as happy. Even though she was sitting right next to her.
Even in the confessional, she had little shady remarks to say, which was weird.
She said something across the lines of, I'm paraphrasing. Maybe somebody can correct me in the comments. Basically, I think Jasmine's husband's name is Silas.
Yeah.
Basically questioning if this is his first baby.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm just like, trust me, your enemies will clap for you, and they are closer than you think. Right next to you. So it's just the idea that I don't really know. What I'm trying to do as someone who watches this show, who was late to season 1, watching season 2 on time with all of y'all, I'm trying to find redeeming qualities about Jordan. That's what I look for in every episode. I was looking at this episode. I'm like, Jordan didn't really do anything for us to really be mad at her about. She is kind of dry. She kind of don't really have much personality based on what we see on this show. So I find it very strange that that she, even though her and Jasmine talked in the second episode or first episode, I think it was one of those two, I was like, I don't really understand your problem with Jasmine. Yes, Jasmine have her things about her. Yes, Jasmine can be irritating based off the first season trying to play matchmaker and things of that nature. But at the same time, I'm like, if this is your friend, you're supposed to ride with your friend, best friend at that. Maybe she got used to going out with Jasmine, partying with Jasmine and things like that. Silas did have things to say back in the day, talking about, he just want to make sure that she's safe and that, basically he viewed Jordan as the party friend and things like that. But my thing is, like, I just find it very strange of how your friendship is what it is today. I don't know. Maybe we need more information.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jordan's jealous of Jasmine.
I don't know if it's jealousy, though.
I do. And I don't think it's necessarily Jasmine in particular, but the way Jasmine's life is going. And I think that she probably would want what Jasmine has as far as a family, a pregnancy, and things going for her in that way. Because along the list of when she was saying of all the things that why she's unhappy, she said she's single. Mm-hmm. So I think that plays a major part in her not being able to be happy for Jasmine because she's so unhappy in just her state of affairs right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The reason why I don't know what that is, number one, Jordan don't say much, so it's not like we can get any intel from her. But I'm always curious of jealousy when it comes to someone. I'm always thinking, maybe you want what I want, or maybe you feel like I don't deserve what I have.
Maybe.
And maybe Jordan is in a position to where we hung out together. We've been partying together. We basically hit the town together. How do you have? Like, I've seen you in intimate situations. How do you get the guy? Like, you don't really deserve the guy. You know what I mean? Knowing what I know about you. So it's like, I'm always interested because those lines can be blurred. But in the comments below, let me know what y'all think about the whole Jordan reaction. She did clap, but it wasn't as ecstatic as I would think so. But maybe I'm nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not nitpicking at that confessional when she was talking about Silas.
Right.
And things of that nature.
Well, Noelle is hosting Apollo Night. Yeah. So everyone has to share a talent. Okay. Preston is the judge. Okay. Noelle, Shanice, and Summer perform an a cappella song. They are the Meows.
Okay, cats.
Jordan is Nick. Nick is Jordan. And they play each other. And they just kind of stand around. So I didn't know exactly what they were supposed to be doing. Jasmine does a terrible, awful rap.
I liked it.
Alex sings. Bria does a backflip and she does some type of trick with Milo. Amir does a poem and the winner is Amir. And that's where we end.
What are your thoughts on this episode?
I thought it was pretty entertaining. I feel like every episode is pretty entertaining. And I like the mesh of personalities. I am starting to tire of all the arguments after they go out. I get there's drama, but some of these arguments are just so dumb to me. So, I don't know. But what about you?
A lot of people feel like these episodes are boring. I would say this is probably the first boring episode out of all of them. I like each one. This probably was the one that really much didn't happen. That in order to really get a grasp on this episode, you really got to know like the backstory to everything. Because there was a lot of callbacks, like, Mariah and Phil. And if you never heard of these people, you don't know who these people are. Right. Silas, we talk about Silas, he ain't even there. You go. So it's very interesting. I will say this though, I know what they going for with the alcohol and things like that. They try to make it seem like it's a vacation. On a vacation, we go out, we party, we drink. I'm not gonna put it in the realm of real world, but I do get like a real world feel when it comes to them going out. Okay. When they go out, and maybe a lot of people didn't watch Real World, maybe Jersey Shore. There's always an attraction to them getting in the trucks. Then they going out to the bars and things like that. They going out to drink, and then they come back to the house, and then that's where the scene is created. Yeah. Because everybody's liquored up, everybody's in their emotions. So maybe like we feel like this show is above that. I really don't have a problem with the alcohol. I think it's more on who's getting drunk. Because it just seems like, okay, we don't like your personality sober.
Yeah.
So when you get a little liquor in your system, it's like now it's your personality times 30.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, maybe you don't need to drink. But I don't think the alcohol is a problem for me personally. But I hear some people say, hey, let's cut back on alcohol just a little bit.
Right.
But anything else?
That's all.
Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment on the video. We will be back next week with the next video of Martha's Vineyard. Y'all be good.
Bye.